House firebomb in Clarendon, senior citizen dead. An elderly man is dead and his cousin is without a place to sleep after their 4-bedroom house was set on fire about 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. The deceased has been identified as Roy Thompson, a 65-year-old carpenter of Old Road in Tollgate, Clarendon. Police report that the deceased, who occupied a 4-bedroom concrete house with his cousin, was at home when the cousin heard a clashing sound inside the section he occupied, which turned out to be a bottle bomb that had been thrown and which immediately resulted in that section being engulfed in fire. Thompson was alerted, but the section he was in also became consumed with flames as both quickly exited the building. He then went to a neighboring premises where he informed his son to remove a motor car which was parked in the front yard. The now deceased then went back inside the house to retrieve some items, but the house collapsed on him. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, the dwelling was seen engulfed in flames. A team from the Jamaica Fire Brigade Clarendon Division later put out the blaze. Thompson's partially burnt body was identified by his son. Bike taxi operator third murder victim within 24 hours in Westmoreland. A bike taxi operator is reported to be the third person to be shot and killed in Grange, Westmoreland in less than 24 hours. He was reportedly shot by unknown assailants while driving his motor vehicle on a section of the Geneva Main Road on Saturday night. The deceased has been identified as 37-year-old Ricardo Green, otherwise called Ricky. Reports from the police are that Green was driving his red Suzuki Access motorcycle on the roadway, and upon entering Geneva, several loud explosions were heard. The police said Green reported lost control of his motorcycle and crashed on a section of the roadway. The police were alerted, and upon their arrival, Green was discovered lying on his back beside his motorcycle with what appeared to be multiple gunshot wounds to his upper body. He was transported to the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital by the police, where he was pronounced dead. Reporters understand that Green's murder took place at 8 p.m. Shortly after Green's killing, gunmen reportedly shot and killed 49-year-old carpenter Anthony Smith in the same community of Geneva. Little London residents block road in protest over teen boy's death. Residents in Little London, Westmoreland, have mounted a roadblock in process of 2 teens who were allegedly killed during a police chase on Friday night. Reporters understand that the trees, burnt tires, old appliances and other debris have been used to block the road meters away from the Little London police station. The main thoroughfare for Savannah Lamar to Negril is impassable. Reports run that the 19-year-old Giovanni Black and 14-year-old Tyreek Smith were on their way to the shop on a motorcycle when they were allegedly chased by a service vehicle. It is alleged that during the chase, they were hit from the motorcycle. The teens reported they were rushed to hospital by the police, where they were pronounced dead. Former PNP candidate Errol Bas Charged with burglary. Former People's National Party PNP candidate for St. Mary Western, Errol Bas has been charged with burglary. Acting Commanding Officer for the St. Mary Police Division, Deputy Superintendent Kevin Francis confirmed the charge. The charge is related to an alleged encounter Bas had with a 23-year-old man from Gill St. Mary, who had reported they saw the assistant of the educator in a legal matter. Bas, the principal of Taki High School, remains in custody and is to appear in court early next week. The educator is being represented by attorneys Valerie Robertson and Osbestino Smith. On Saturday, Bas submitted a letter of resignation to the PNP, where he described the allegations made against him as grievous and malicious. Bas further said that he was resigning with great regret and a heavy heart, but decided to walk away given the potential impact of the issue on the party's reputation. Generation 2000 G2K, the youth arm of the Jamaica Labour Party, also demanded Basco's resignation from his position as principal of the Taki High School. G2K in a release on Saturday argued that the reason given by Basco for his resignation as the PNP candidate raised concerns about his ability to continue to lead an educational institution, given his failure to address similar issues as principal. JCF Commissioner Honors 17 JCF women. In honor of the 75th anniversary of Women in the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF, Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson honored 17 trailblazing women with the Commissioner's Award of Excellence as a Power Up, Marketplace and Cocktail event on Friday, March 8. The Commissioner's Award of Excellence was presented to women who have been going beyond the call of duty, leading community initiatives and doing their part in making Jamaica a safer place. This award was given to Sergeant Sharon Chambers, Sergeant Anishka Flanagan, Constable Ronit Allen Stewart, and Constable Tajari Lewis for their exceptional work on the front line. Meanwhile, other sergeants and constables were awarded for their remarkable contribution towards driving transformation and development within the force. Receiving the Commissioner's Award of Excellence is truly humbling. I was quite surprised, so it reaffirms the importance of our work within the JCF, both locally and internationally. This recognition serves as a motivation to remain committed and dedicated to my roles, striving to continue making positive impacts on law enforcement. It's not only just a personal achievement, but a celebration of the collaborative efforts of all the outstanding women in the force, expressed Detective Sergeant Mullins. Also, prominent journalist, long-standing partner of the JCF, Faye Ellington, was specially acknowledged by the Commissioner for her mentorship and consistent support in advancing powerful women throughout capacity development initiatives. Nevertheless, the JCF said it will continue to recognize the invaluable contribution of its women who have shattered barriers and laid a foundation for future generations of policewomen through year-long celebrations. Hanover Police moving to work closer to residents. With a 30% reduction in murders since the start of the year, the Hanover Police will be rolling out several initiatives that they hope will keep the numbers low. Their plans involve working closely with residents and relying heavily on conflict resolution. We are looking at revamping the youth clubs, the neighborhood watches, effective policing within the communities, and building back the bond with the citizens on different levels. Our stakeholders at the Chamber of Commerce, the different grouping that have persons who are productive and want to see better for their parish, those are the persons that we want to attract ourselves to and want to achieve our major objectives, Officer in charge of the Hanover Police Division Superintendent Ian Mower told reporters as he outlined plans for the rest of the year. He said that while it has been difficult to revive existing youth clubs, the police have no intention to form new ones. As recent as Sunday last week, a meeting was held to reform the Police Youth Club Council in Hanover, but we are having a challenge in terms of turnout. We will continue the efforts and also publicize it a bit more before we start again. We see it as an effective way to harness the youth in the community, tap into their potential and get them together, have them on a path that they can become good members of society and not become a part of a criminal gang, stated the senior officer. He pointed out that the youth groups have been effective in the past. For now, he said, the Green Island Police Youth Club, which was relaunched in March of last year, is the only active club in the parish. Mowat, who took over the superintendent from Sharon B. Booth approximately 6 months ago, stressed that the police are unable to achieve its objective alone. What is critically important is that persons have to realize that we do not have all the resources at our disposal. Where we fall short, this is where the citizens can help us, and not in terms of material resources, but certainly in terms of guiding our strategy, and that can only be done through communication, expressed the senior officer. He added, instead of us putting out resources somewhere in a community that really doesn't need it, by communicating with us, you can let us know where we really need to be. These initiatives, as simple as it may seem, will reap some magnificent reward, but the citizens must see that they can benefit from it. Statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force have shown that between January and March 1, Hanover recorded 7 murders in comparison to the 10 for the same period last year. Like other parishes, gang activity and scamming have contributed to the murder rate in the parish. Expansion of Grange Lane also to address water issues. Expansion of Grange Lane in Portmore into a dual carriageway will also seek to address water woes and sewage issues, says MP for the St. Catherine East Central, Alonda Serralong. The more than $900 million project, which commenced in December last year, will create a dual carriageway off Grange Way from Municipal all the way down to Augusta Drive, Independence City. Terralong, in an interview, said work is expected to be completed by 2026 at the latest. Currently, he says workmen are installing bigger sewage pipes and water mains to address the long-standing issue in the city. The communities have been plagued with lock-off and low water pressure, as well as, when there is a flooding, you have effluent that comes across into the communities, which stem really from the poor management of the local level. But certainly, as a government, we are committed to ensuring that the resources are provided so that we can have these developments done, he stated. It's a win for the community, it's a win for the residents, it's a win for the soon-to-be parish, it's a win for commerce, growth and development generally, he added. The project, when completed, is also expected to reduce traffic congestion in the area, making it easier for residents to commute to work and school. When it was initially announced, Portmore residents expressed the need to have more heavily trafficking areas such as Dyke Road and Britton Parkway addressed first. According to the MP, Grange Lane was selected because it will make it more feasible to adjust traffic build-up in these areas. When this road is widened, that will alleviate traffic into the other areas, so then you can work on the widening of the road in those areas. We do have our concerns about areas such as Brighton Parkway that needs to be widened. There is also going to be a new entrance coming into Portmore. This will be from Mandela cutting across the Canefield to Aki Village, stated Terralong. He added that he continues to advocate for Brighton Park and Portmore Pines, noting that discussions have been taking place. However, a timeline has not yet been set. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.